Cole, let's go to another note. This occurred on Sunday afternoon as South Carolina adds former Georgia Tech head coach and North Carolina defensive coordinator most recently, Geoff Collins, to their staff as a defensive analyst. Want to get your thoughts on it, what it means for South Carolina. While you go, I'm going to grab my computer charger real quick, admittedly, because I don't want my laptop to die before we finish. But I'll let you go. Thoughts on adding Geoff Collins, why it might be a better ad than people realize?
Anytime that you can add in a former head coach for an analyst role, and I'm just talking about an analyst role. He's not calling plays. He's not running a position group. He's just there to be another set of eyes. I consider that a win. And a lot of great coaches do that. When somebody is looking for another coaching job and they weren't able to find a location, so they go into this type of process of, hey, let me join a staff and I'll just provide a little bit of context. And maybe you're missing some things in practice that I can take a second look at, or I can tell you what I was running that didn't work, or I can go back and kind of hit the reset on my career. That's always a blessing because if they understand what a head coach goes through. They understand what is the due diligence of helping build a roster in ways to where everything is on you. And like Nick Saban did this all the time with coaches. Like before Steve Sarkisian became the offensive coordinator, he was an offensive analyst. For 2 years, Butch Jones was an offensive analyst. Like we made the joke of the Nick Saban coaching clinic for a reason. Like he'd bring in disgraced and former guys that never were able to find their footing, and he'd reinvent them. And guess what? They'd end up being great. And like, think about this for like Mike Bobo. Like he's calling plays, but like Will Muschamp last season for Georgia was a defensive analyst. Like he wasn't the head coach. He wasn't the defense coordinator. He wasn't calling. Like he wasn't even overstepping on Glenn Schumann. It was just like, I've been in your shoes before. I know what it takes to help build a roster. I know what works and I know what cost me some games. Let me be that extra voice of reason. Nobody should ever be turning this down. Like, you're not saying, hey, Geoff Collins, go split reps with Clayton White on calling shots. Hey, Geoff Collins, go out there and recruit players that we really, really want for our team that you would have selected. And it ended up costing you a job. No, you're asking him to break up film, watch the All-22, do some scouting, and figure out some other game plans that maybe can help you with the roster and take something off of the head coach's plate. Like, I have no problem with this whatsoever. And honestly, nobody should have a problem with this because if it's worked in the past for so many other coaches, especially ones that are successful. And you know what? That's what Shane Beamer has proven. He can be a successful coach. He has the right identity. He brings in the right people that he wants to support him. And so far, it hasn't come back to bite him in the ass in 4 years. Like, it hasn't. They've hit the win total 3 different times. I'm totally cool with Geoff Collins coming on in. And I think that everybody out in Willy B should be excited about Geoff Collins coming on in because it's just another seasoned voice. Like that's all it is. If you said he was the defense coordinator, let's go ahead and pump the brakes. Let's sit down and have a come to Jesus moment. Because I understand what he did at Georgia Tech. I understand what he did at Florida at times. I understand what he did with North Carolina. Like I get those things. But he's just there to be a voice. Nothing else. I got no problem with it at all.
Yeah, I don't either, Cole. And I think it's one of those things where, like, you can tell we need kickoff. I mean, listen, I get it. Like, it's important. Who's on your staff's important. I'm not like making light of that, but man, if you're freaking out who the coach hires as the defensive analyst,
Analyst.
Right. Like, I mean, everybody out there who's freaking out about Geoff Collins being hired as the defensive analyst, please outline to me what a defensive analyst does. If you can do that, I'll listen to your gripes. But 99.9% of the people that would really make a scene about this, they don't know what a defensive analyst does or an offensive analyst does. So, yeah, I'd agree with you, Cole. Anytime you can add another pair of eyes, as a coach would like to say, you can add another pair of eyes that, has seen the game from the head coach's point of view that can help out in the game planning. I mean, think about this. Mike Shula, who's the OC, he was an offensive analyst. Now, I'm not saying that's what Geoff Collins' path is that he's going to fill in as the DC, but I'm just saying, like, getting former head coaches on your staff, guys who have seen football, they know the game, they can assist in the game plan. That's always a positive. So, it is. So, Clayton White's still the DC. He's the one calling the shots. You got all the position coaches and everything, but you're able to add another pair of eyes and another football mind that, again, you're not at this level by accident. You know what I mean? Like you've coached some good football. So you add another mind in there, another guy you can crunch numbers with and crunch scheme with and game plan with. I think that's always a positive. So, and again, if you're freaking out over this, I mean, come on, man.
Like I remember when Alabama hired Butch Jones to be an offensive analyst, and how many people would just freaking out. Champions of Life is coming to Tuscaloosa. Like, really, we got to deal with this dude? And I just remember looking at them and going, I need you to tell me what his daily duties are. Oh, well, he's just going to be on the offensive staff. Okay, well, what's he doing with them? Well, he's going to be around the offense. So because if he's around the offense, he's just going to be such a plague that ultimately costs you a shot at the national championship. Totally. That is exactly what we are going to see, because Jones is part of the team. He was there to watch film and get Nick Saban coffee and pick up some recruits. Like that was his job. And guess what happened to him? He got the head coaching job at Arkansas State because he was on the staff. Like, he didn't even go to being like a position coach. They're like, hey, you were a former coach. You helped win a title. You helped win an SEC title. You went to a college football playoff. Come to Jonesboro. Like just come to Jonesboro and figure your stuff out. That's it. Like that's all you're asking for Geoff Collins. Just go do some film study. Maybe go have a conversation with the workout facility. Get some things set up. Pick up a recruit from the airport. Drive him back on Sunday. Call it a day. Like that's what the job is. And I think he'll be fine at that. Again, it's another voice that has been in the shoes of Shane Beamer. I'm never going to complain about that.